Welcome back aboard the flagship, everyone, and we're back for part 2 of the Disney trip. The first thing we did in the morning was wake up to go to Animal Kingdom very early. Bart likes Animal Kingdom, and it's his favorite park even though he's not going to be able to come. Also, he's huge. Look at him compared to a water bottle. Then I went down to get ice from my parents while they finished getting everything ready. Anyways, we said bye to Bart and left.
We enjoyed the horrendously long line at the bus, but eventually we made it. Then we got into the park. We made sure we got to Pandora early to rope drop Navi River Journey. We also got on Flight of Passage. I just love how beautiful Pandora looks, and it's a shame the park closes too early for you to see it at night. Then we walked around a little bit while we waited for the next Festival of the Lion King show. Also, you should really check out this little area behind the Tree of Life. It's a really nice little spot that you can just kind of chill in the morning. Do I even need to explain what's happening here? I think you already know. Bart. Then we went to the Festival of the Lion King, and it was pretty fun. You should really take your time to come and see it because it's a really good show. Then we headed to Kilimanjaro Safaris and actually saw way more animals than we possibly ever have before. We even saw the lions, which was pretty cool. Then we got some Dole Whip. Saw Kevin. Almost got our food stolen by this bird. Headed to the front of the park and saw Divine. Then we rode my favorite ride in the park, Expedition Everest. Then to kill time, we rode Triceratops Spin while we waited for the next show of Big Blue and Beyond. Then we rode Dinosaur. Got some buffalo chicken chips, which were really good. Saw Kevin for the second time. And ate cheeseburger pods at the Thule Canteen. Then we watched It's Tough to Be a Bug. Float to love.
And what's the best is my mom had just said that those didn't happen anymore.
Then rode Expedition Everest for a second time. Cali River Rapids. We got soaked. Then it was dinner at Flame Tree Barbecue and an amazing view. Look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. Then it was time to wait. Where's the line? Are we in the right place? What?
No, but seriously, it was like the shortest line I've ever seen for a Disney bus. There was literally no one in it.
Now, because of how early Animal Kingdom closes, that's why we got home so early. And that makes it the perfect time for a smooth transition. At least I hope it's smooth.
And we're back with our friend, Bart. Anyways, once we got back, this water bottle just casually fell on the floor and landed right side up. And then we ate some Gideons. And then we ate some Gideons. And then we ate some Gideons. Okay, we ate a lot of Gideons, but yeah.
But before we went to bed, we headed to check out the fireworks from the balcony.
Then me, my parents, and Bart went to bed. And it was all to prepare for the next day.
Yep, we were headed to my favorite park, Hollywood Studios.
When we got up the next day, I went and got ice for my mom and dad. But I was hyped because my favorite park was coming soon. We said goodbye to Bart.
When we got down, we enjoyed the horrendously long line for the Skyliner. But eventually, we were finally
gliding over the sparkling waters of Hourglass Lake.
On our way to Hollywood Studios. Once we got there, we had no time to stand around because we were headed straight to Rock and Roll Roller Coaster. We wanted to get it done right at Rope Drop, because afterwards we were headed right to Tower of Terror. Then it was time for my favorite ride in all of Disney, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I love this ride. I think it's so cute, so fun, and a lot of people don't like it because it replaced the Great Movie Ride, but I am not one of them. But believe it or not, this ride even has its own second storyline. Yeah, so there's actually a whole second story behind Mickey and Minnie. Pluto's story. So after Minnie kicks Pluto into the trunk, Pluto goes on his own little adventure. Then after they drive off the train tracks and Pluto flies out, since he's got the picnic basket, he's the one tasked with getting it back to them. Then the next time we see him is in the Wild West scene where he's still trying to get Mickey and Minnie's attention with the basket. He should have just asked Bart. Bart could help him. Then the next time we see Pluto in the carnival scene where he still has no avail. I still think he should have asked Bart. Bart could have helped him and maybe gotten him back a lot easier. Then we see him right next door in the Twister scene, trying to keep those sausages from flying away. Then we see him again in the underwater scene, shot out of the submarine, still trying to get to Mickey and Minnie. And still with no avail. Then we see him in the city scene. Then in the end, we find out that he finally got back to Mickey and Minnie, and they had the perfect picnic. Then we saw the Frozen sing-along. After that, we headed to Toy Story Land because we were ready to ride Slinky Dog Dash. Wait, Bart, that's the wrong clip. Cut to the other clip. Bart, woo, phew. Where was I? Oh yeah. Then we headed to ride Slinky Dog Dash. Then we rode Alien Swirling Saucers because the next thing we were going to do was Toy Story Midway Mania. Then we took to Galaxy's Edge because we were on our way to go ride Rise of the Resistance. Also, the first time we ever rode this ride, we actually got stopped in this room for a good bit since the ride was stopped. Then we headed to Muppet Vision 3D for what most likely will be the last time we ride it before it's gone. So in Muppet Vision 3D, at the beginning of the queue, there's a little sign that says, look for the key under the mat in this little area over here. And if you actually lift the mat, you can see that there is the key under there. Then we had a humongous pretzel at Baseline Tap House. Then we rode Tower of Terror again for a second time. Also, if you look at the little area over here, you can actually see that some of the letters have fallen off to spell Take the Stairs. Then we saw Vacation Fun, which is basically just like a bunch of Mickey shorts put in one whole short together, where Mickey plans his vacation and sees some things that are in the other shorts that he's deciding whether or not he needs to bring. Then we rode Rise of the Resistance again. Then rode Mickey and Minnie's again for a second time. Then we had dinner at ABC Commissary. Somehow got a plant stuck in my crock. Walked through Galaxy's Edge again. And rode Slinky Dog Dash one more time before going to see Fantasmic. And got this amazing view of the Hollywood Tower Hotel, as I like to call it because of the missing O when it lights up at night. Then we saw Fantasmic. Then we waited forever to get back onto the Skyliner. And when we finally got home, we said hi to Bart and went to sleep to prepare for the next day. The next morning, we woke up and said goodbye to Bart because we were going to the Magic Kingdom. Then I went and got ice from my parents a second time. Actually a third time. What am I saying? Now, I actually have to go down a second level to do this because the one on our level's broken. Then we said bye to Bart and left. Then we got on the bus, which somehow had no line. And after getting into the park, we began our day. We started off by heading to the Jungle Cruise and got to see... Then we rode Pirates of the Caribbean, and look, it's Milo and Bell. Then we decided to head to Frontierland and do Big Thunder Mountain, and then we did Haunted Mansion. But after we finished Haunted Mansion, we headed over to Gaston's Tavern to have breakfast, which was really good. Then we did Ariel, then we did Peter Pan, then I got a song stuck in my head, and we also got to see the Lazy-Eyed Hippo. But we were not done, because we were headed to Tiana's next. Then we did the Country Bart Jamboree. Okay, I gotta stop with. Then we rode Bart the Pooh. Okay, I seriously gotta stop now. Then we had tried to go and ride the People Mover, but then it started pouring down rain. Eventually we did, though. Also, I forgot to mention that earlier we rode Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Yeah, I just forgot to. Then we went to Space Mountain, and then after that we hit Carousel of Progress. Then we did Tron, which I love that ride. Then we did Space Ranger Spin, and then we headed to late lunch at Pecos Bills. After that, we did the Haunted Mansion and Pirates again. Oh, and we also saw some birds and Pirates again. And then it was time to go to the Pop Century bus, and nope. Instead, we were headed to Port Orleans French Quarter for dinner and some beignets, which the dinner was amazing, and so glad we got the beignets after seeing them on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. The smell really made me want some beignets, so I'm glad we were able to get them. But after we enjoyed our beignets and our dinner, it was time to go back home. So that's where we headed. We took an Uber home, and when we got back, Bart was there waiting for us. Then Bart helped me edit. And we finished off the day with some Gideons.